The aggravated murmurings of a 6-year-old girl in the first grade. Nobody told me that this would evolve from my room to a stage, inscribing the imperfections of humanity onto the minds of those willing to listen. They said it was a gift. The ability to squeeze inspiration out of this desolate world and leave it on my notebook to dry. I was nothing more than a weary soul. Freshman year of college, I began to see death all around me. Tragedies triggered by my own peers that took the time to peer into the personas of others and thought themselves worthy to judge. I became adamantly angry as I attempted to mirror their behavior. If looks could kill, you would be dead. Single piece of lead, shotgun to the head because I don't like you. And I have the right to judge because I'm the perfect Christian and you're not. You thought you had direct access to the one we call Heavenly Father, but I have news for you. This church isn't big enough for the both of us. Jump to 2014. I wrote about monsters, for the tears that have only been seen by back alleyways next to old liquor shops, and for voices that have been stifled by men too busy stuffing genitalia in her mouth to let her speak, for all the screams caught in throats held captive by switchblades pressed against carotid arteries daring her to cry out. I wrote about red lipstick and leggings after realizing that what I thought was a knight in shining armor was just a loser in tin foil. To these women who have constantly been pressing snooze on the alarms that their so-called man has thrown at their head, but you're so stuck inside of your fairy tale that you refuse to wake up. I wrote about pornography for those who fail to realize that tomorrow is not promised. So if you were to die tonight, would you have chosen God? Or would you have fell in love with these chains that have been attached to your ankles for so long you had begun to drag your feet on the ground to the cadence of Chopin's funeral march? For years, I have been writing. For years, I have been composing. For years, I have been scribbling my frustrations down on paper and calling it art. And I will continue to stand before you naked, stripped of my pride and vanity, praying that my bare story may somehow find itself intertwining with yours. Someone once asked me why I always spoke such truth, why I refused to hide behind this microphone and spit only the things that you would want to hear. And I tell them that I have lost my fear of controversy. I do not care if you disagree with every word that I've ever said, and I do not care if you hate me for every second that I stand here, because of my passion, my anger, my absolute disgust with the way the world is progressing can spark something in you. If you can hear the wheels in your head spinning, violently screeching after remaining complacently still for so long, then I consider none of these words to be in vain. I will never apologize for making you think for yourself. I will never be satisfied with this generation blindly following the mistakes of our ancestors, refusing to break the mold because we fear the repercussions of an already broken society. A revolution will not be formed by those who spend their lives lurking in the luxurious shadows. This revolution will not be televised. Rest in peace, Gil Scott. This bed that we have made for ourselves has the devil's signature stitched in the inner lining, but you will never read it if you're too busy trying to get comfortable. Rosa didn't ride for this. Garvey didn't die for this. Martin didn't die for this. Malcolm didn't die for this.
It's as if when merely graffiti plastered against the mural of a million-man march our passion as superficial as spray paint as we forge our thoughts on social media as empty as those spots under highways. It's as if someone told you that your freedom could be bought with 140 characters, but no.
Your tweets and hashtags won't purchase emancipation. We were never made to live like this. We were never meant to grow satisfied. We are slaves to tradition. We are terrified of change. We are broken vessels, allowing the stream of undisputed potential to slip through our fingertips. And if when we are disillusioned with our futures, we will have no one else to blame, because we could transform this entire world if we wanted to, and we could make the government do backflips if we felt so inclined. We could be unstoppable, unbeatable, unbreakable, an unwavering force of innovation bursting at the seams, revolting against the mind-numbing definition of ordinary. We are relentless revolutions rising from the ashes, and we would be heard. But as I take my exit from this stage, I want to thank you for harboring my weary thoughts, for cradling my aggravated spirit. And I pray that as a revolutionary poet, I did not do you a disservice.